Hello all, welcome to the session of SuccessFactors Employee Central. Now, before getting into the actual SuccessFactors Employee Central, we'll firstly learn about cloud computing. Now, you must have heard that SuccessFactors is a cloud computing or a cloud technology application. Okay, so you must have heard maybe in the Google or people telling about the success factors as a cloud computing technology or a cloud technology. Now, what exactly is cloud technology? Why people are going for cloud? Okay, and what is the difference between on-premise and cloud computing? Okay, you can ask me any doubts if you have. You can feel free to ask me. You can ping me for any kind of doubts and the clarification. I'll be happy to answer you all. Okay, now let's look into the cloud computing. Does any one of you know what is cloud computing? Okay, now if you don't know, if you look at the abbreviation of cloud computing, okay, now it says the practice of using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet to store, manage, and process data. That means whatever the data that you're accessing, whatever that the data that you're storing or managing, no, everything gets stored in the remote server. Okay, now if you take an example of a mobile, now your mobile will have some storage space, right? Maybe 16 GB or 32 GB. Now, firstly, what do you need to install any application? Any application, a gaming application or a Gmail application or a Facebook or a WhatsApp. What do we need? We need the infrastructure first. That means the storage. Now, if we have that storage, now since the storage is in your mobile, you are going to install the application in your mobile. Right. Now, similarly, for your cloud computing applications also, these applications need some server space for installation or for managing or for storing the data. Now, when you look at the storage of your mobile, now your mobile has got storage in your mobile. Now, similarly, you can also store some of the data in Google Drive. Now, if you take an example of Google Drive or a Gmail or a G Drive, where are we storing that data? When you subscribe or when you enroll or when you subscribe for the Gmail, you'll be getting a 10 GB or a 15 GB space of free of space. Now you can store some data, you can store your videos, you can store your photos, you can store any kind of data. Now that data, where is that getting stored? Is that getting stored in your mobile? No. Your mobile has got the internal memory of maybe 16 GB or 32 GB. Apart from this memory, you also have the drive memory where you are storing the data. Now, this data can be accessed from anywhere, not only from your mobile. You can access your G drive from your laptop, from your tablet, from your PC, or from any location. Now that means that data that you're storing is not in your mobile, that is in the cloud. Now the same concept is being used in success factors also or in cloud computing. Now the practice of using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet. Now how do you access your G drive? We access the G drive or we access the data in the G drive through internet. You need to have internet to access that data. So you can store your data, you can manage your data, you can process your data. Okay. Now, instead of the data on your mobile, you're storing it in your drive. That's the cloud computing. The same concept is being used in cloud computing. Now, the cloud computing is the delivery of different services through internet. So it delivers the different services through internet. Now, these resources include tools and applications like data storage or a servers, database, networking, and software. Now, any application you take, be it any application, now there are three layers. Okay. Now, the first layer would be your infrastructure. Firstly, if we have to install any application, now as we spoke about the server or a data storage. Now, firstly, any application, if you want to install an application, firstly you need to have enough space to install that application. Okay, so what is that? That is the storage. That is the storage that you are accessing. Okay, that means the infrastructure is all about your storage of the application. Okay, so every application or any application that you want to install, be it in mobile or be it in laptop or anywhere or any software. Okay, so firstly you need the infrastructure. Now, once you have the infrastructure, the second layer would be your platform. Second layer would be the platform. Now, what is platform? Now, if you take an example of mobiles, now we have different mobiles like Samsung, iPhone, Redmi, or Leno, or whatever. Anything. It can be anything. Now, if you take an example of Samsung and iPhones. Now, Samsung uses a different platform and your iPhone uses a different platform. That means Samsung uses Android platform and iPhone uses iOS platform. Now, if you look at the applications in Play Store, you'll have two types of applications. One is the applications that are developed on Android, and the applications that are developed on iOS. These are two different platforms. Now, similarly, for any application, you need to have a platform to develop the application. And the third layer would be your application, where now on top of your platform, on a particular platform, you'll be developing an application. Okay, would be monitoring, or this application will have content, this application can be communicated, okay, or it can be any kind of application, so basically, any application that we use in mobile or in laptop, okay, uses your infrastructure, platform, and applications. Now, companies that provide cloud services enable users to store files and application on remote servers and then access all the data via internet. Okay, this means the user is not required to be in a specific place to gain access to it, allowing the user to work remotely. Now, when it comes to cloud computing or a cloud technology, now these cloud services enables the users to store the data to store the files and application on remote servers rather than keeping up them in the on-premise. Okay, now let's look at the cloud service models. Now, how many types of models that we have? Basically, we have three types of cloud service models. Firstly, we have the IaaS, second one is the PaaS, and third is the SaaS. Now, what is IaaS, what is PaaS, and what is SaaS? Now, IaaS is nothing but your infrastructure as a service, and PaaS is the platform as a service, and third service model is SaaS, which is called the software as a service. Now, what are these three service models? What do we do with these models? Okay, now if you take an example, okay, of IaaS, now what we generally do in IaaS, now here, as the name says, infrastructure as a server, as a service. Now, what happens here is the clients go only with the infrastructure. Clients only go with the infrastructure. Now, client subscribes for the server space. Now, the example, if you take an example of AWS or a VMware, now what are these applications providing, or what are these people providing? Now, AWS, what is AWS? AWS is nothing but Amazon Web Services. Now, what are they doing? They are giving the servers storage space on lease. Okay, now they may charge they may charge for the usage maybe in hourly or daily, or depends upon the subscription. Okay, now what they do is the clients only go with the infrastructure. They don't use anything, they just take the server space from them. And then the second service model we have is platform as a service. And what do we do here? The platform is built, the OS and the application stack, or a server storage network. Okay, now application developers need platform to develop the application. So they'll take both, clients will be taking up both the IaaS infrastructure and the platform, and they will be building their own application as per client's requirement. And the third service model that we have is the software as a service. Now here in software as a service, you get IaaS infrastructure, you get platform, and then your software as well. That means this software is pre-built. Only thing is you have to pay the license and then start using the application because it is pre-developed. Okay, now who are the target audience for this? The target audience for SaaS is the end users. End users would be using this application. Okay, now in brief, if you look at SaaS, PaaS, or IaaS, SaaS is a software as a service, a software distribution model in which a third-party provider hosts application and makes them available to customer over the internet. Now the clients will be accessing these applications or these softwares using internet. Now the examples of your SaaS can be your Salesforce, NetSuite, Concur, SuccessFactors, and so on. And then in the examples of PaaS, the platform as a service, here a model in which a third-party provider hosts application development. The platform is given to the client. Okay, now the examples can be your Google Apps Engine. Examples can be your Google Apps Engine or a Force.com. So these are all the platforms. And then you have infrastructure as a service or a IaaS, where a model in which third-party provider hosts servers, storage, and other virtualized compute resources and makes them available to customer over the internet. And again, this infrastructure is available to customers over internet. Now all of them are available only on internet. Now the examples of your IaaS can be your AWS, Amazon Web Services, or a VMware, or Microsoft Azure. Okay, so these are the examples of IaaS. Okay, now the best example, or now what is our SuccessFactors application? SuccessFactors application is a software as a service. That means this product is already built and clients subscribe for this application and they start using this application. They will be getting the IaaS. Now the infrastructure, it depends upon again client's size. Now you may have the client, you may have 10,000 employees for a client, or 1 lakh, or a million, or a 20,000 or 30,000, depending upon the end users that are going to use the application. They may go for the infrastructure and the application. Okay, now what are the benefits of cloud computing? Why people should go for cloud computing? What are the advantages? Now every product that is sold in the market, you will have the benefits and the disadvantages, or the advantages or the disadvantages. Okay, let's see what are the benefits of cloud computing. Now firstly, the productivity anywhere. That means since you access these products anywhere, from anywhere or any corner of the world. Okay, now the purpose of using the application is solved. Now you can access your application on your mobile, on your tablet, on your PC, sitting at home, sitting at office location or some other location. You can access these applications. The only thing that you need to access these applications are the internet. You need to have a good internet to access the application. And secondly, the off-site data storage. Now, you have on-premise applications and cloud computing applications. Now, what is on-premise? Now, in on-premise, generally the structure is same. Even the on-premise applications, they will be having the infrastructure, they will be having platform, they'll be having the software. Now, what is the difference between the infrastructure, the difference between your on-premise and the cloud computing? In on-premise, you need to have your server in the client location. Let's say I am the client, or I am the owner of the company. So for on-premise applications, now I need to procure a server, maybe 1 TB or a 10 TB or a 100 TB, depending upon the application size. I need to procure a server. I need to hire some people to look after that server. Okay, so a networking team or IT team, I need to have this team to look after these servers. Okay, now that is your on-premise. Whereas the cloud computing application, you don't have to procure any servers. You don't have to hire any networking administrators. Everything is taken care by the cloud services. Okay, because the storage is not happening at the location where you work. The storage is happening in the cloud. That is called off-site data storage. Okay, no IT maintenance cost. So we don't have to procure servers. We don't have to hire a team for maintaining the servers, the network administrators. Okay, third, and then you have disaster assistance. Now, when you have your servers in client location, it may happen sometimes that your servers may crash or servers may need some maintenance. Your servers may be upgraded. Okay, so you will have some downtime. Now, this thing will not happen with the cloud computing applications, and it is always up. These applications will always be running. And then the next advantage that we have is lower cost of ownership. What is lower cost of ownership? Now, since we are not procuring servers, since we are not hiring any employees for maintaining your servers, okay, obviously the cost will come down to the organization. You're just subscribing for the application, you're getting the application for what you have paid for. Now, if I pay for this application for 1 year or 2 years, I'll be using that application for 2 years. If I feel I have to upgrade again or I have to renew again, I may renew for another 2 years or 3 years. If I feel that I don't like this application, I may go with a different application. So you are not procuring servers, you are not hiring any team. And lastly, the easily upgraded. Now, any application, any software, okay, now as time goes on, you should upgrade your applications as well. Now, if you look at your mobiles, you must be receiving the notifications to update the software, be it iOS or be it Android. You must be receiving upgrades from your providers saying that your Android, your mobile has to be upgraded to so and so version. Now, what is happening here when upgrades happens? Okay, when we upgrade the softwares, system upgrades the applications or system upgrades the now UI. Sometimes it is the UI. UI is nothing but your user interface. Maybe a change in the usage, or maybe an additional file or additional services, okay, into the product. Now, similarly, in cloud computing applications also, now these service providers will be upgrading these applications. Okay, now let's take an example of SuccessFactors. Now, SuccessFactors is the product is the clients are already using the product. Okay, now these products may have some bugs, or there are some new functionality which are to be included. So SuccessFactors will be upgrading their server with the new functionalities or the existing bugs, if any. Okay, those will be fixed. Now, if you have reported some issues, maybe some of the clients or any of the clients have reported an issue, then your success factors team would be fixing that issue and upgrading it in the application. Or if it is not issue, if it is a new functionality, then they'll be upgrading the software, and it gets upgraded for all the clients who are using success factors. Okay, now what is success factors? Now we have now we know what is cloud computing. Okay, now what is success factors? Success factors is also a cloud computing application. Cloud computing application. Now, as a company, now if you look at success factors as a company, it is a leading provider of cloud-based business execution software. Okay, and then if you talk the success factors as a product, now it is a cloud-based human resource information system from SAP. Now we have a lot of products in the market. Okay, now the HRIS product. Now what is HRIS? HRIS is nothing but Human Resource Information System. That means this application is used for employees of an organization. Now what do generally employees do with this application? Now in any organization, now if I'm an employee, I'm working for one of the company. Okay, when I join the organization, my data is taken by the HR. Now HR takes all the data from me, like my education details, my personal details, my national IDs like Aadhaar and PAN. Okay, the qualification details, all this data is collected by HR. Now, if you don't have application, what they generally do, they take scan copies or Xerox copies of all these information, and they will store it in a file or a folder. Now, the same thing happens in application. When you have your application, you don't have to take any hard copies. You just maintain them in system. Okay, that system is called Human Resource Information System, HRI system. Now, success factors, okay, is one of the application in the market. It's a global product.